got to meet up with Tony, who's Fermanagh's answer to Bear Grylls, and he agreed to do an interview with me around his experience of lockdown. So we decided that we would canoe over to Devonish Island to do the interview, and of course we had to have a wee cup of coffee before we got started. I wanted to know, first of all, where did his love of the outdoors and outdoor adventure begin? And also, what impact did the restrictions of lockdown have on him?
I suppose for me, I was very lucky as a young person when I was growing up as a child. My father was very much into fishing and going away on big fishing trips throughout Ireland. And from that time, it gave me the love of the outdoors, to get out and go with him and spend time standing at the water's edge fishing. And from that then I got the love of just learning the different plants and the wildlife that was there. So in the last number of years, should I say, maybe it has really come to light the importance for me of the outdoors. And I suppose it's to do with the line of work that I'm in, working with kids in crisis, but also heavily involved within the Scout movement, and where I've worked my way right up from local level to national level within the Scouts, and I've been passing on my knowledge of the outdoors, and so that we can have the next generation of the young people that's coming up, that they're going to respect and love nature. I'm very open and honest. Lockdown really affected me a big way. So much so that at the first month of lockdown, I actually went into severe depression. And, you know, I have no problem saying this because it is the black dog that's out there, and people would see me, and I would be well known throughout the island of Ireland for me scouting. And it happened to me in 2016 when I had worked a young person who had taken their life, and it hit me so bad back then in 2016. It took me about 8 months to recover. Didn't want to go out, didn't want to do anything. However, through working with the counsellor, the doctor and medication, I was after 8-9 months I started to mend, and I'll say it was my mind started to mend more than anything. And with the love of my family and my son and my daughters, they got me through that. But that was 2016. So during the lockdown of the COVID-19, it really hit home, and I went back into that state of depression again. I had to take off work. I had to go back to the doctor, and I'll be honest, it was difficult for me to go back to a doctor that had been so good to me and had got me through it in 2016, to go back and say it's hit me again, and for the doctor then to put me medication up by 4 times the amount I was on. It really hit home to me how serious that I had got again. The reason why it affected me was because I wasn't able to get out. Still to this day, we still get all our groceries delivered to the house. My wife has an illness, so she was shielding, so that was having an effect on me, so I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. I have 2 elderly parents who it's only now that I've started to get to see them, and I think it was the worry of what would happen. My parents, if something was to happen to them, that they were to catch it, would ever get to say goodbye to them. It was the worry of something happening to my wife. It was also the worry of not getting to see our grandchild. The only time Joshua would spend a lot of time with us, because he's our first grandchild and we love him so much. But it was not being able to see him, not having him over, no sleepovers, no cuddles, none of that. And I think that was all just eating and eating and eating away at me until it could eat no more. And I suppose it definitely was the lockdown that had brought it back on again, because once they lifted the ban on going outside, the ban on going fishing, the ban on spending time in water, just my whole mood lifted because I was able to get outside again. Get outside to see the wild, smell the wild garlic, to start going and looking at the wildflowers, the insects, the mammals, getting all that back again meant so much to me. And I just went from being rock bottom, and within days of the lockdown being lifted, I was back up again. And so much so now that I've already started to wean myself back off the medication through the advice of the doctor. And so it really was the lockdown that did affect my mental health. Since the lockdown since it's sort of eased a wee bit, like we've been away wild camping, we have been away, like spending lots of time, myself and Adam, away on islands, staying overnight, we do fishing, we go hiking in the mountains, we just do all these activities, and that's just, it was the lack of that. And now it's all open again, and it's just excuse my French, but it's just bloody amazing to be able to get outside and spend time in the great outdoors. Because look at Fermanagh, you know, it is, I've travelled the world, worked the world, but I'll always come back to Fermanagh because it is the most beautiful, peaceful place in the whole world, and we're so lucky and very, very privileged to live in a place as beautiful as this.